The comments heard on The View from a Pew are those of Mac McCoy and are not necessarily the opinions of his guests, his producer Garth, any one particular denomination or religion, the church lady, Mr. Lemke, Pastor Craig, or anyone else of sound mind and body. Now here is today's The View from a Pew, heard all around the world on YouTube. Just search for The View from a Pew.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good night. However you may be listening to our program, we welcome you. This is The View from a Pew, and when you search The View from a Pew, you will find us on, Garth, my producer, is just awesome. I think he's got us on 27 pod sites. We're also on YouTube, and at the beginning of this year, we started our own Roku channel. And so we are also on Roku. Now, we are live right now on social media, which includes my Facebook page, some other pages, and also on YouTube. So it is the 4th of July. Happy America, and happy birthday, America. And today I've got a very special guest, and his name is Ricky Simmons.
Yes.
And tell us a little bit about you. Now, let me back up. For those of you that don't listen to the show often, I just met Ricky, and I didn't read a bio or anything like that because I want to learn his story at the same time you're learning it. So we're all going to do this for the first time together.
Yes. Well, first of all, thank you for having me.
You bet. I love the hat, by the way.
Well, thank you. Thank you. My name is Ricky C. Simmons. I'm from a little small town in Texas called Greenville, about 30 minutes east of Dallas. That's home. That's where I grew up. My parents are both in heaven, so I speak about them a lot as if they're still here, but they live within me. Growing up in this little small town, there wasn't a whole lot going on, but my mom and dad were both school teachers with master's degrees, very educated people. So the things I'm about to share with you, I want you to understand, I take full responsibility for them.
Yeah.
I don't, accountability is huge with me.
Yeah, good for you.
Yeah, so I
kind of what we have to have when we walk with Jesus.
Right, and I am a spiritual person. I do believe. I'm not a pastor, and I try to make that clear. I'm a speaker. I travel around the country speaking to our youth and adults about the dangers of drugs and alcohol and also life choices. So I reach a wide variety of people, not just in the drug and alcohol scene, but also businesses. I speak wherever there's a need of people making bad choices.
And I believe that's anywhere.
All over the globe.
Right, yeah.
So I've been doing it for 15 years.
Good for you.
Yeah, and I feel like in my mind I'm just getting started.
Now, you said your name was Ricky C. Simmons. What's the C stand for?
C is my middle name, is Clyde.
Clyde, I like that.
Yeah, my dad's name was Clyde Simmons.
Okay.
And they named me Ricky Clyde Simmons.
Okay.
So I just put the C in there because when I'm marketing myself, I found out that there are a lot of Ricky Simmons. Yeah. So I wanted to separate myself.
Well, and if you put that into YouTube, you've got several of your presentations and programs.
Yeah.
They're on YouTube.
Yeah, I actually have a YouTube channel. Everything's under Ricky C. Simmons. I have a YouTube channel. I have a Facebook page, a personal and what they call it, public figure. Yeah. Then I have a X, I guess it's called now, was Twitter. Is what I've always known it as.
What's it called?
Yeah. Also, I do a radio show every Sunday night for 93.7 The Ticket there in Lincoln. Yeah. So I've got a lot of things going on that I'm very, very, very proud of go ahead.
When's the show on? You said Sundays?
Every Sunday night from 8 to 9 p.m. Yep.
8 to 9, and that's on 97.3.
No, 93.7.
Oh, 93.7. Sorry.
Yes, yep.
The Ticket.
Yes.
All right. And is it also simulcast then on social media?
Yeah, it's
posted there.
Right. It's actually everywhere. I tried to send you a flyer, but I don't know if you got it or not. But it's basically on so many different platforms that I can't even now.
I know.
Yeah.
I always tell people I've got a producer.
Yeah.
I call him Garth.
Yeah.
And everything that we do here is because of him.
Yeah.
He's the one that's got set up on all the podcast sites,
Right.
YouTube. He takes care of everything. I'm very blessed to have him. Now, besides Ricky C. Simmons, is there a name for the show or anything like
The
that?
name of my show on Sunday nights on the ticket is the Get Your Happy On Hour.
The Get
Your Happy On Hour.
Happy On.
Hour show.
That's great.
Yeah. It's a sports radio station. So Monday through Friday, they usually talk sports.
Yeah.
Husker football, Husker sports, period. My show, however, I don't talk sports. Even though I'm a former Nebraska football player, I chose to talk about life.
Yeah. Good for you.
Yeah.
Now, give us just. I know you don't want to talk a lot about that, but just give us a short resume on your time down at Lincoln.
Well, I played. I came to Nebraska in 1979 on a full scholarship. And I know a lot of people aren't going to like this part, but I actually did not plan to come to Nebraska. I was really highly recruited, but I was an Oklahoma Sooner fan.
Ooh.
I know exactly where I'm at. But I wanted to go to Oklahoma, but my parents, who are both, like I said, in heaven now, they both loved Tom Osborne.
Yeah. Well, and you actually have. He wrote a testimonial for you.
Yes, he did.
I found online. Man, he loves you.
Yeah, well, the feelings are mutual.
Yeah.
I mean, because that man stuck with me through some times when I wasn't even sticking with myself.
Yeah.
So I will be forever grateful for that.
Well, and if you boo Oklahoma like I just did, we're really remembering the old days.
Correct.
The 60s and 70s.
Yeah.
Who was their coach?
Barry Switzer.
Barry Switzer.
Yeah.
We played him every Friday after Thanksgiving.
Correct.
And usually that was the Big 8 championship.
Absolutely.
Yeah. But I think a lot of people know this, but you're exactly right. Tom Osborne and the coach of the Dallas Cowboys at the time,
Yep.
they created the Young Men's Christian College Association or something like that.
Yes.
Christian Athletes or something like that. And it still goes very strongly today.
Yeah, well, the one thing I can always admit now is that coming to Nebraska, on taking that scholarship to come here to play football and go to school, was the best decision that I did not make.
Your mom and dad made it for you.
Made it for me, yeah.
All right, so you played football.
Yes.
Drugs and alcohol are a part of you.
Yeah, that's how my football career ended.
Okay.
Yeah.
So was drugs and alcohol a part of your teenage life before you went to college?
Yeah, I started using in high school.
Okay.
Smoking a little weed. I wasn't very much on drinking, but I tried other things, pills. Oh gosh, matter of fact, I think I had a pregame ritual my junior year and senior year in high school, which consisted of 5 things. I smoked 2 Red Bud Colombian joints. I drank 1 Old English 800 malt liquor. I drank a half a bottle of Thunderbird wine.
Oh.
I drank. I would drink one other thing, and then I would smoke or take 20 milligrams of Valium. I'm sorry. So I don't really, yeah, I don't, and then I would go play football.
And you feel that made you a better football player?
No, I hated football, and that was the only
That's how you got through it.
Yeah, that's how I got through it, because I didn't want to play, but I had made a deal when I was in the 5th grade with my dad.
Okay.
And the deal was, if you play football, I'll get you these little things you think you got to have.
Yeah.
Well, 5th grade, it was a bicycle.
Right.
7th, 8th grade, I figured out that all females weren't bad, so I wanted a girlfriend, and so I played football so that I could get the fancy clothes,
Yeah.
so that I could get a girlfriend.
Were you homecoming king?
No. Those weren't my goals.
Yeah, I know.
I just had little personal goals. I wanted a
Yeah.
girlfriend, and then at 16, in Texas, you can get a driver's license.
Okay.
Well, I wanted a car.
Yeah.
So
Dad got you the car.
Yeah, he
You
got me the
played
car.
football.
But I didn't know how serious Texas high school football was.
Ooh,
So that's
yeah.
that's what really turned me off, because I was like, I hate this game, but it was the only way that I knew how to get what I wanted.
Yeah.
So I played it. But I would say to this day that God just blessed me athletically, because I could go onto the football field without really preparing
Yeah.
for his training and all that.
Yeah.
And I could do things that a lot of people couldn't do, and I was blessed with speed. So all I couldn't do, I could just outrun you.
Run you.
Yeah.
What'd you run the 40 in?
I showed up in Nebraska as a freshman, and the first day here I was intoxicated because I didn't want to be here.
Yeah.
But I ran a 4.40 as a freshman, and I don't.
That's fast.
Yeah, I don't really remember much, but
Yeah.
I knew I became the fastest wingback in the history of Nebraska football my first day here.
That was what I was going to ask you. What position did you
Yeah,
play?
I played initially. I came here as a wingback,
Okay.
but they had wingbacks doing stuff that I wasn't comfortable with, like dealing with defensive ends and linebackers as far as blocking.
Yeah.
So I couldn't do that. And then the running back is what I played in high school, but I didn't. That's why I wanted to go to Oklahoma, because I was a wishbone style running back
Oh, sure.
versus in between the tackles like Nebraska running the eye, and I didn't make my living up in the middle of the line. I made my living on the edges, outrunning people.
Yeah.
So that's why I wanted to go to Oklahoma, because I felt like I could run out of the wishbone and be productive.
And you played for 4 years?
I played actually 5. I redshirted 1 year.
Okay.
And the reason why I redshirted was because I was actually going into my junior year when I redshirted, because I had to switch positions. I just couldn't do the wingback thing no more.
Okay.
So I redshirted to learn how to play wide receiver.
Okay.
And then the last 2 years, I was a wide receiver.
All right. Thank you for giving us that little brief thing. I appreciate that, and I know that's not your favorite thing to talk about.
Yeah. No.
But you did get a heck of a mentor out of that.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
To this very day.
Yeah. All right. So let's talk about whatever you're comfortable talking about with drugs and alcohol.
Well, after a lot of people will remember that my last game for Nebraska was the 84 Orange Bowl. It was after the 83 season. My best friend is Mike Rozier. He won the Heisman, and Irvin Fryer was one receiver, and I was the other one, and Turner Gill was quarterback. We had Mark Shaleen's fullback, and Dean Steinkooler was our
Steinkooler.
Yeah. So we had a really, really good team. That year we was actually 12-0, number one team, 12 straight weeks. Well, shortly after that Miami game where we went for 2 and we missed it and lost the national championship 31-30 down in Miami, I was drafted into a league called the USFL.
Yep.
And I didn't have no intention of playing pro football, but I did a little math. I mean, the contracts weren't like they are today, but in my day, it was pretty decent money, and it broke down to about $10,000 a week. So I was
That's pretty good.
Yeah, I was like, well, I guess I can keep playing.
So who'd you play for in the USFL?
I played my rookie year. I was drafted by the Washington Federals.
Okay.
And in D.C. Had started all 18 games as a rookie, but after the first game, I don't call other people's name, but a teammate, I'll just say that, introduced me to cocaine.
Ooh.
And I was going to try it one time and be done with it.
Yeah.
But
that doesn't happen.
Yeah, I got hooked the first night. Yeah. And so I developed a cocaine habit addiction in my first year in the USFL.
Were there other players around you that were also using that substance?
I'm pretty sure there was,
Okay.
but like I said,
It wasn't a group deal.
No.
Okay.
No, I just don't mention other people because everybody's not as comfortable with that being mentioned as I am. See, it doesn't bother me, but some of the guys that I know that did that, they weren't real comfortable with that.
Ricky C. Simmons is my guest today, and we're talking about his life and what he got involved with and what he travels the country telling young people and old why to stay away from drugs and alcohol. He's my special guest on this 4th of July, and thanks for listening to The View from a Pew.
Divine Truth Christian Store, where you'll find more.